On September 1st, 2025, the world lost Greene, an internationally renowned Indigenous Canadian actor who passed away in Toronto after a long illness at the age of 73. His death marks the end of an extraordinary career that not only spanned over 4 decades but also transformed how Indigenous voices were represented in mainstream film and television. Greene was best known to millions for his role as Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves, a performance that earned him an Academy Award nomination and established him as one of the most respected Indigenous actors of his generation. His passing is not only a loss to the film industry but also to the communities he represented with such pride and authenticity. Greene was born on June 22, 1952, in Oswego, Ontario, on the Six Nations Reserve. He was a proud member of the Oneida First Nation. His early years did not immediately point to a career in acting. Before stepping into the world of performance, Greene worked in various technical trades. He also spent time as an audio technician for Canadian rock bands, a job that allowed him to work behind the scenes in the entertainment world before he found his own voice as an actor. These early experiences shaped him with resilience, adaptability, and a grounded sense of identity that he would later carry into his acting career. His professional journey as an actor began in the late 1970s. Greene's first notable appearance came on Canadian television in The Great Detective, followed by his film debut in Running Brave. These were modest beginnings, but they opened the door to more opportunities. Slowly but steadily, Greene's presence grew in both Canadian and American productions, where his quiet strength and ability to bring depth to every role set him apart. His international breakthrough came in 1990 when he starred as Kicking Bird in Kevin Costner's epic film Dances with Wolves. This role changed the trajectory of his career. Greene's sensitive and authentic portrayal of a thoughtful, compassionate Comanche medicine man won him global acclaim and an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. For many audiences, this was the first time they saw an Indigenous character portrayed with such humanity, complexity, and dignity on the big screen. Greene's performance was not only a personal triumph, but also a cultural breakthrough, one that challenged Hollywood stereotypes and brought Indigenous voices into the center of cinematic storytelling. After Dances with Wolves, Greene's career flourished. He appeared in a wide range of films that showcased his versatility. Audiences remember him in Thunderheart, where he played a tribal police officer caught in a web of conflict and identity. He brought humor and charisma to Maverick alongside Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster. His role in The Green Mile, the 1999 adaptation of Stephen King's novel, introduced him to a new generation of moviegoers. He also appeared in Die Hard with a vengeance with Bruce Willis, proving that his talent could thrive in both blockbuster action films and intimate dramas. Later in his career, he took on roles in Transamerica, Wind River, and even in The Twilight Saga, New Moon, demonstrating his ability to move across genres while bringing depth to every performance. Television was another area where Greene left a lasting impact. He made appearances in Northern Exposure, Murder, She Wrote, and The Red Green Show, showcasing his adaptability in both drama and comedy. He later took part in acclaimed series like 1883, Tulsa King, Reservation Dogs, The Last of Us, and Defiance, where he continued to bring Indigenous perspectives into mainstream storytelling. Greene also served as the host of Exhibit A, Secrets of Forensic Science, a Canadian series that allowed audiences to see another side of his talents. Even in the world of gaming, Greene left his mark by lending his voice to Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the most popular video games of its time. His presence extended across media, and with each project, he brought credibility, dignity, and authenticity. Throughout his career, Greene was a vocal advocate for Indigenous representation in media. He refused to accept roles that reduced Native characters to stereotypes. In a 2022 interview for Canada's Theatre Museum, he shared a story about walking out of an audition for a war movie. A casting director had told him he could not imagine a Native American working on a submarine. Greene's response was sharp and rooted in history. He reminded the director that 4 of his own uncles had served and died in the Pacific on submarines. He ended the conversation by saying he would rather go to lunch at Sardi's than waste time with people who ignored reality. This moment captures Greene's courage and his unwillingness to let Hollywood limit indigenous identity to narrow, outdated roles. His achievements were not only artistic, but also recognized through prestigious honors. In addition to his Academy Award nomination, Greene won a Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for Children for his reading of Listen to the Storyteller. He was also the recipient of the Earl Grey Award, given for lifetime achievement in Canadian television. His contributions to Canadian arts and culture were further recognized when he was appointed as a member of the Order of Canada. Greene's legacy was literally set in stone when he received a star on Canada's Walk of Fame, cementing his place as one of the nation's most influential cultural figures. Even as he received these accolades, Greene continued to take on new roles and remained active in both Canadian and American entertainment industries. He became a respected figure not only for his talent, but also for his resilience and dedication to ensuring that Indigenous voices had a place at the table. His influence opened doors for other Indigenous actors and creators who followed in his footsteps. For many, Graham Greene symbolized what it meant to navigate Hollywood without compromising one's cultural identity or dignity. Those who worked with Greene often spoke of his professionalism, his wit, and his humility. Despite his fame, he carried himself with a down-to-earth attitude. His interviews often reflected a sharp sense of humor and a deep pride in his heritage. He had the rare ability to connect with audiences not only through his performances, but also through his character as a person. The passing of Graham Greene is a profound loss, but his legacy is far greater than the roles he played. He proved that Indigenous actors could succeed in mainstream Hollywood without being reduced to caricatures. He showed that their stories could stand at the center of global cinema. He inspired a new generation of actors, writers, and directors to continue fighting for representation and authenticity. His work in Reservation Dogs and Echo, near the end of his career, was especially significant because it allowed him to collaborate with younger Indigenous talent, directly contributing to the future of Indigenous storytelling in media. Today, as we remember Graham Greene, we honor more than just an actor. We honor a trailblazer, a cultural ambassador, and a voice that spoke truth even when it was uncomfortable. His career was a testament to the power of persistence, integrity, and talent. From the Six Nations Reserve in Ontario to the stages of Hollywood and international recognition, his journey is one that will continue to inspire. Graham Greene leaves behind a body of work that will be revisited for generations. His performance as Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves remains timeless, while his roles across film, television, and other media demonstrate the depth of his ability. His advocacy for Indigenous representation will continue to shape the industry long after his passing. On September 1st, 2025, the world said goodbye to Graham Greene. His funeral is not only a moment of grief, but also a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for the roles he brought to life, for the stereotypes he broke, for the history he honored, and for the future he made possible for Indigenous artists. Though he is gone, his influence lives on in every Indigenous actor who steps into the spotlight, in every filmmaker who tells an authentic story, and in every audience member who saw themselves represented in his work. The legacy of Graham Greene is one of courage, artistry, and truth. His passing reminds us of the fragility of life, but also of the enduring power of art to shape culture and bridge divides. He will be remembered as a pioneer who gave dignity to characters who had long been overlooked, and as a man who carried his culture with pride into every role he played. His journey has ended, but his story will continue to inspire. Graham Greene will not be forgotten.